Yeah, we're going. Once upon a time, there was two boys. They went on a trip to Amsterdam. When it didn't go right for all the right reasons, the two boys boarded a flight, and they were on the wrong flight, and so they were flying to Paris. So the two boys, when they landed at Charles de Gaulle, they would change planes and board a plane to Amsterdam. However, when they arrived in Amsterdam, there were some dangerous individuals who spoke with Eastern European accents. They were detained by police. Later that evening, the two people went and checked into their accommodation. The two boys were aged 21 and 22, who were named Nathan Phillips and Ewan McMahon. Yeah, Ewan McMahon. They lived in the Lewisham area. The next day, they went in the city centre when some gang of youths with local accents confronted them. It would turn out to be a really shocking situation. These youths needed to be caught. Luckily for the two boys, the police arrived to the scene very quickly. The next day, the two of them, they went out to a restaurant. They ate some lovely Dutch food. The next day, they would go to the markets. When they looked around, they wanted to buy some Dutch cheese. They bought the Dutch cheese and bought some food from the market. Later that evening, they settled down for the night. When they decided to go out clubbing for the night. However, when they went out clubbing, the security guard wouldn't let them in for no valid reason. Yeah, for no valid reason, the security guard was using really foul language. Yeah, really foul language towards the two people. However, there was a twist. The two of them went into the club and got talking to some girls. They had a really good conversation. However, in the twist, there was some French people who came into the club. The two of them, they both defended them off and asked the French people. So they asked the French people, who were very dangerous individuals, to leave them alone. The Dutch police later arrived onto the scene and they arrested the French people for attempting to attack the two suspects. The next day, they went to the museum. They would not go right for all the right reasons. The museum was not open. They were furious and they wanted to complain. They wanted to complain. This was not right. This was a very famous museum. Next, they went back to the museum and this time the museum where they complained to was open. They looked around the museum and they really enjoyed it. After they went to the museum, they both decided on their final adventure they would take the train down to Paris, where they were being followed by some very dangerous individuals. They were causing a real nuisance. They were causing real problems for the authorities. Suddenly, one of them, they tried to take something from one of the person's pocket, but he tried to defend them off. The French police were waiting at the station for these very dangerous individuals. Suddenly, as the train got on the platform, the police had their suspects. The next day, they went to court, and Judge Alistair O'Johnson wanted to hear from the suspects. Alistair O'Johnson wanted to hear the truth. He wasn't convinced that they were telling the truth. He saw on the tape what happened, and he knew they were not telling the truth. Later that evening, he made his decision and he decided to give them life sentence in prison. Later that evening, the two of them, they caught the Eurostar back to London St Pancras. Later that evening, they arrived back in London and took the train to Lewisham.
Yeah, I think it will.
The next day, took the train to Lewisham. Yeah, the next day, they went off to their own houses. When suddenly, some dangerous individuals from out of nowhere, they were making remarks. This was planned. Metropolitan Police, they arrested these individuals and they would get life in prison. The next day, they went to work. When they arrived to work, the manager, Stuart O'Wright, he was behaving really disorderly. His employee, Scott Matthews, he gave him a warning for his behaviour. He was being a real problem for everyone on his team. He was on his final warning. If he carried on, he would lose his job. Later that evening, Stuart O'Wright was making really bad remarks to the two people. Scott Matthews was fuming. He dismissed Stuart O'Wright for his behaviour. Yeah, he had warned him 10 minutes before for behaving really disorderly. The next day, the new manager, George Bright, said he was being really friendly. But Stuart O'Wright was trying to get his job back. However, Stuart O'Wright would sue the company, and he would try to get the decision overturned. The next day, they both went for a cup of coffee in Starbucks when there was a male who was being a real problem. The behaviour he was using was embarrassing. This male needed to be found. He was causing real problems. This male who was from the Sussex area, he didn't care. Yeah, he didn't care about them. He wanted the money. Late that evening, they both went home. when they were in bed, they heard a noise outside. So suddenly the door opened and there was a Mel in the house. He was looking for the money. The two of them, they didn't know where the money was. And suddenly out of nowhere, this Mel got the money and stole huge chunks. The next day, the police arrived at the house. The two of them were covered in blood, and they both needed to go to the hospital after what the Mel was doing to the two of them, who didn't deserve this. The next day, they both came out of hospital and they both rested at home before they could go to work. The next day, they went back to work and he got on with the work they needed to get done. Late that evening, they went home and settled down for the night. The following day, they decided they would go out and buy some food, and then they decided they would go to the cinema. When they arrived at the cinema, they decided they would book their tickets. However, this would not go right for all the right reasons. It was declining their card. They received a phone call from their bank, and their bank cards had been taken by this Mel who had got into their house. However, they would get their card back and they would pay to go to the cinema, and they went and saw Independence Day. The end. Sam Jenkinson.
Very good, very good.